Imagine a bear finds one jar of honey, only one, in the entire forest. Every bear wants it, so the honey is very valuable. Rare things feel special, and special things become expensive. Now imagine bees become very productive. Hives everywhere, honey dripping from trees, jars stacked like mountains. Suddenly, honey is everywhere. Now honey feels ordinary. 1 leaf for a whole jar of honey. Absolute bargain. Mate, at this point, the bees should be paying me to take it. When something becomes common, its value drops. More honey, lower value. Hello there, clever humans and curious bears. Today we talk about something strange, something confusing, something called inflation. But do not worry, we will explain it with bears and honey. Lots of honey. Now let's meet Demand Bear. Demand Bear loves honey. Demand Bear tells friends about the honey shop. Soon the whole forest wants honey. But the beekeeper still makes the same number of jars. Same honey, more hungry bears. So what happens? Prices go up. This is called demand-pull inflation. Too many bears chasing the same honey. Now another problem appears. The beekeeper needs flowers, glass jars, and sticky labels. But flowers become scarce. Glass becomes expensive. Labels cost more. So making honey costs more. The beekeeper sighs and raises the honey price. This is cost-push inflation. When production becomes expensive, prices rise. Now imagine a disaster. A storm destroys half the beehives. Honey production falls. But bears still love honey just as much. Same demand, less honey. Again, prices rise. Scarcity strikes again. This is also cost-push inflation, but stronger. It's called a supply shock. Now a cheerful bear buys honey. The honey tastes amazing. The bear tells every friend in the forest. Soon, bears queue around the tree. The beekeeper decides to expand. More hives, more bees, more honey. But expansion is expensive. Flowers cost more this year, so the beekeeper raises the honey price again, just to survive. The bears wanted more honey, but producing it became costly. What began as demand-pull has now become cost-push inflation, the most common kind in real life. Now let us talk about money. In the bear forest, money is made of leaves. Bears trade leaves for honey. Simple. But one day, the forest bank prints lots of leaves, mountains of leaves, leaves everywhere. Now every bear suddenly has more money. But the number of honey jars stays the same. So bears rush to buy honey, and prices climb again. Why? Because the leaves themselves are now worth less. This is monetary inflation. Too much money, too little honey. Now imagine things get ridiculous. Honey prices rise quickly. The bear government panics. Print more money! Say less! They print more leaves so bears can afford honey. Bears buy even more honey. Prices rise again. The government prints even more leaves. Prices rise again. More leaves, higher prices. More leaves, higher prices. What? At this point, even the bees look concerned.
More honey? More money? Still not an easy life.
This madness is called hyperinflation. Money loses value very fast. Soon, bears carry sacks of leaves just to buy 1 jar of honey. Very inconvenient for pockets. Finally, the bear government gives up. They burn all the leaves and create a new currency. Sticks. Yes, sticks. Much sturdier and slightly less edible. But here is something important. inflation is not always terrible. If honey prices rise and your leaves rise too, life feels normal. If your leaves rise faster than honey prices, you feel rich. Very rich. But if honey prices rise and your leaves stay the same, you become a sad bear. A very hungry, sad bear. Economists say something interesting. Inflation often happens when economies grow quickly. People spend more, businesses produce more, money moves faster. A small amount of inflation can actually be healthy. Too much, though, and the whole forest gets sticky problems. So what can a clever bear do? Many bears invest. They buy bee farms, honey businesses, or productive forests. Why? Because honey production grows over time, and growing things often beat inflation. And remember, inflation can sometimes get a little too honey crazy. If you enjoyed learning economics with bears and honey, tap subscribe. Otherwise, the bears will eat all the honey and leave none for you.